Welcome to today's breakdown. Let's be honest. Procrastination is probably the single biggest headache for modern people. Today, we're going to look at an ancient Buddhist story. The sheer level of laziness exhibited by the boy in this story will definitely make you say, "No way, that's impossible." Following that, we will dive into a razor-sharp, unfiltered analysis by a modern Buddhist master to see exactly how laziness destroys us step by step. Are you ready? Let's jump straight into it. Let's start with an interesting question. What would happen if you had absolutely everything today? Perfect health, immense wealth, but you chose to do absolutely nothing. In the ancient Indian city of Shravasti, there was a boy who fitted this description perfectly. He was born with a golden spoon in his mouth and had access to the best resources in the world. Yet, he took the concept of doing absolutely nothing to its absolute limit. Part 1. The Ultimate Slacker. Let's look at just how extreme this boy's laziness was. The contrast here is incredibly dramatic. On one hand, he had privileges most people can only dream of, born into a wealthy family, raised on the finest milk, yogurt, and butter cakes. He enjoyed flawless health and striking good looks. The Buddhist scriptures describe him as being as magnificent as a sea lotus. On the other hand, his productivity was zero. He spent his entire day lying in bed, refusing to go anywhere. He was so deeply lazy that he couldn't even be bothered to speak to his anxious parents. Encountering the Grand Master of lying flat, his mother was naturally driven crazy and tried everything she could. First, she tried heartfelt persuasion. "Son, if you keep being this lazy, you won't have a good future." Utterly useless. Next, she called in medical experts. After a full checkup, the doctors concluded, the boy is completely healthy in body and mind. He's just incredibly lazy. Finally, his parents turned to spiritual powers. They brought in the 6 heretical teachers to give him a spiritual boost. Guess what? Zero effect. The boy remained comfortably nestled in his bed. Part 2. The Buddha steps in. Seeing that no tactics worked, the parents played their final trump card. They invited the Buddha and his Sangha, monastic community, to their home. The Buddha arrived, radiating an aura of profound peace and majesty. At this point, we might wonder, faced with this seemingly immovable wall of laziness, what on earth could make this ultimate slacker willingly move? As it turned out, transformation happened in a single instant. The moment the boy beheld the Buddha's serene, disciplined, and majestic presence, an overwhelming wave of joy surged in his heart. What happened next blew everyone away. He leaped straight out of bed. Yes, the very boy who was too lazy to speak ran all the way to the Buddha, bowed respectfully, and began helping his parents prepare offerings. This is what true, profound inspiration looks like. Part 3. From laziness to diligence. He didn't just stop at jumping out of bed. After listening to the Buddha's teachings, the boy had a sudden awakening. He realized how wasteful he had been and how many opportunities to accumulate blessings he had missed. To make amends, he made a radical decision. He personally ventured into the perilous ocean to retrieve the legendary wish-filling jewel. Not only that, but after offering the jewel, he spent 3 consecutive months providing non-stop offerings to the monastic community. This was an incredible burst of momentum, going from 0 to 200 miles per hour instantly. On the final day of his 3-month campaign, The boy made a monumental vow. He vowed to attain Buddhahood in the future, to save countless sentient beings from ignorance. Because of this incredible transformation, the Buddha prophesied on the spot that the boy would achieve perfect enlightenment in the future, bestowing upon him a brand new title, the Tathagata of Supreme Diligence. Can you imagine? Transforming from the ultimate slacker into the ultimate symbol of diligence. The contrast is mind-blowing. Part 4. Understanding the true meaning of a vow. The story sounds miraculous, right? But now let's enter part 4 and look at how a modern Buddhist master deconstructs the hardcore psychology behind it. The master hits a painful truth that many of us relate to. He notes that after hearing stories like this, we often just say, "Yeah, I'm just a lazy person." In Buddhism, admitting your faults out loud is called confession. But the true secret lies in repentance, which is a firm commitment never to commit the mistake again. Why do we constantly admit we procrastinate, yet never dare to promise we will change next time? The master points out with piercing accuracy, it's because of fear. We are terrified of making a promise and failing to keep it. So, we prefer to stay comfortable in the identity of being a self-confessed lazy person, rather than carrying the actual responsibility of change. Therefore, there is a core formula you must remember. $, actual inspiration, plus actual action, equals 단주는 purification. $. Simply meeting a great teacher or feeling deeply moved is never enough. Back then, there were plenty of people around the Buddha. So why did only a few succeed? Because this boy didn't just listen to the teachings. He took action and completely rewrote his behavioral patterns. Part 5. The real cost of laziness. The master pulls no punches here. He delivers a brutal reality check about what happens if you choose to keep slacking off, whether you are pursuing worldly success or spiritual growth. If you stay lazy, you will lose both. The result of laziness is that you won't catch a single glimpse of the good things in life, but you will have to pay the full price for all the bad consequences. It is a game with a 0% win rate. Even setting spirituality aside, the damage laziness inflicts on daily life is immediate. It brings zero benefits while causing you to miss out on golden opportunities. It blocks your path to success. Worst of all, it causes you to lose the respect of those around you. Let's be real. Who respects someone who has given up on effort and chooses to live in a constant state of stagnation? Conclusion. Let's wrap up with these profound words from the master. To be lazy means to be incomplete. It means there is a flaw in how you function. Allowing yourself to procrastinate and slack off is essentially robbing yourself of your own potential, leaving you fractured and incomplete. Now that we have seen the staggering cost of laziness and the immense power of action, what do you plan to do? Are you ready to get out of that bed called procrastination today? Hope this breakdown sparks something in you. See you next time.